We've all heard of QAnon, right? Far right, a bit nutty, nonsensical conspiracy theories, strange affinity with Vikings, on the fringes where they belong. Except that last bit is no longer true. They're here in Australia, creeping into the mainstream. QAnon started on the fringes with a post by someone known as Q in 2017 on anonymous message board 4chan, home largely to internet trolls. But 4 years later, it's grown into a global political cult that recruits and indoctrinates its victims online based on the wild notion that Donald Trump is waging a secret war against a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles made up of global elites. I can't believe I just said that either. Fueled by Trump's lies and convinced that he was their saviour, QAnon followers and other far-right groups stormed the US Capitol on January 6, 2021, hunting lawmakers and trying to overturn the results of the US election. It's easy to shake your head and say, only in America. But we're also not immune. Disinformation is clear to see across our social media platforms, and we have our share of problematic former reality TV stars. Australian QAnon followers have embraced other discredited conspiracy theories. You know the ones. That COVID-19 is an orchestrated event, that it's spread by 5G technology. Federal Liberal MP Craig Kelly persists in spreading misinformation about COVID-19 and joined fellow conspiracy theorist, disgraced celebrity chef, and now stunt Senate candidate Pete Evans on his podcast to discuss the pandemic and push debunked COVID-19 treatments. Despite the dangers of peddling false information during a pandemic, Craig Kelly was largely given a free pass by his boss, Prime Minister Scott Morrison. "We have freedom of speech in this country," declared the same Prime Minister who had a go at children for joining nationwide protests to voice their terror at what climate change has in store for them, another issue upon which Craig Kelly prefers to believe conspiracy theories over science. Until Labor's Tanya Plibersek pulled him up on his falsehoods and their exchange was caught on camera, the PM was happy to let his maverick MP continue undermining the public health message on COVID. Even then, it was all talk and media regurgitation, while Craig Kelly carried on saying what he wanted and preying on people's anxiety. Why would the Prime Minister allow one of his own members to spout conspiracy theories and undermine his government's health message? And what does our Prime Minister think of QAnon? We don't know, because he won't say. We do know that one of QAnon's leading proponents in Australia is a family friend of the Morrisons, and his wife is on the Prime Minister's staff. Tim Stewart and his son Jesse both publicly and ardently back wild QAnon theories. Before Twitter moved to suspend QAnon accounts, Mr. Stewart, tweeting under the Burn Notice account @BurnSpy34, made repeated unsubstantiated claims about former Howard government minister Alexander Downer, linking a 1996 child abuse inquiry in Australia to Mr. Downer's involvement in the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 US election. In October 2020, an official from the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet told Senate estimates that Tim Stewart's wife Linnell had a security clearance to work at Kirribilli House. The official said she was unaware of the FBI's decision to categorise QAnon as a domestic terror threat in the USA. She also said she did not know that Tim Stewart had been suspended from Twitter for engaging in coordinated, harmful activity. We don't know any more than that because Scott Morrison refuses to comment, not about the family's friendship and not about QAnon. While the new US President Joe Biden has openly denounced QAnon, our Prime Minister remains silent. When members of his government spread debunked and dangerous nonsense, he lets it slide. even when it conflicts with that same government's public health message. It's time to speak up. Australians deserve to know what our Prime Minister thinks of QAnon. We deserve leaders who denounce unfounded and debunked conspiracy theories. Because our democracy depends on truth and reality.